to my channel. So today's look is going to be an inspired bird box look, as you can see. If you would like to achieve this look, stay tuned and watch. Okay, so first I'm going to go with my Pond's face cream. As you know from my last video, this is a very great face cream for dry skin. I'm just going to take a small amount and rub that all over the face. I'm going to take my spoolie brush and my eyebrow pencil, both from the local beauty supply. I'm going to brush my brows into place, and then I'm going to go in with the pencil. First, I'm going to start on the bottom, outlining the brow, all the way to the end till it meets at the tail. Then I'm going to outline the top. So once that's done, I'm going to take the brow pencil and I'm going to fill it in. So for this tutorial, only one side will have a brow. Once that's done, I'm going to take my spoolie brush and brush it into place. Then I'm going to go with my Control Freak eyebrow gel to lighten it up. Once it's all faded out, I'm going to go back in with my spoolie brush just to set that gel. Now it's time to conceal. I'm going to go with my Pinky Rose concealer brush and my LA Girl Pro concealer. This is in the color Warm Honey. I'm going to take a little bit of that on the back of my hand and carve out the brows. I like to start on the bottom and then work my way to the top. Now I'm going to go in with the fluffy blending brush just to blend all of the concealer out. So once the concealer is all spread out, it's time to prep the lids for eyeshadow. I'm going to go in with my P. Louise base. This is in the color Rumor 1. Now with the same concealer brush, I'm going to take that eyeshadow base and I'm going to apply that all over my lid. I noticed that it's best to pat it in instead of spreading. So that way when you apply your shadow, it will give you a smooth finish. Then with that same fluffy brush, I'm just going to go in and smooth out any harsh lines. So now it's time for shadow. Of course, I'm going to go with my James Charles palette. And for this look, I will be using 3 colors. The first color I will be using is the color Rusted. This is like a nice orange apricot shade. I'm going to take my fluffy brush and I'm going to blend that all into my crease. So now to smooth out that first shade that we put down, I'm going to go back into the palette and I'm going to use the shade Cold James. This is basically to smooth out any harsh lines. Now that both of the shades are blended together, it's time to cut the crease. I'm going to take that same concealer brush and I'm going to go in with the P. Louise eyeshadow base to carve out a nice circular shape. So once you're done, this is what your circular shade should look like. Now I'm going to go back in with the same fluffy brush and I'm going to apply more of that rusted shade on the outer corner. Once you get to this step, be sure to blend the shade inward instead of outward. So for the last time, going back into the palette, I'm going to use this nice neutral shade in the color Canvas. I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to apply that all over the base. So now I'm going to go with my J. LaRue Cosmetic Pigment. This is in the shade White Gold. It's a very beautiful and shimmery shade. I'm just going to place that right over the Canvas shade. So for those who can't really see what I'm doing, I'm just going to take a quick zoom in so you can see what that shade looked like once I put down that White Gold shimmer. So now I'm going to go with my favorite eyeliner. This is the NYX Matte Liquid Eyeliner, and I'm just going to apply that on the lid. Now it's time to get in your prime, literally. As you all know from my last video, I love to use Micro Magnesia as a face primer. So since we're working in sections on the face, I'm going to take a flat foundation brush and I'm going to apply that all to the right side of my face. So now I'm going to take my LA Girl foundation. This is in the color Warm Caramel. I'm also going to use my Real Techniques foundation brush and I'm going to apply that all to the right side of my face. So once that's done, I'm going to highlight. I'm going to go with my LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is in the color Warm Honey, and I'm going to highlight right under my eye. So now with a damp and clean beauty blender, I'm going to take that and I'm going to blend out all of that concealer that I applied under my eye. Once that's all blended out, I'm going to contour. I'm going to go in with the same LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is in the color Chestnut, and I'm going to apply that all under my cheekbone. So now I'm going to take my Real Techniques contour brush and I'm going to blend all of that out. Just to make sure everything is blended out, I'm going to go back in with that beauty blender and use the bottom just to buff out the shade a little bit better. Now I'm going to go with my Airspun Translucent Powder. This is like one of the best powders to set your highlight in. Now I'm going to go with my Bliss Bronzer to set in that contour shade. So now it's time for the fun part. I'm going to go in with that same eyebrow pencil and I'm going to begin to do the outline of the bird's head. So what you're going to do is you're just going to make a circular shade around the eye. Then from there, you're going to start to make an outline for his beak. So once you're done, this is what it should look like. Now I'm going to go with my white face paint by Ben Nye. This is in the color Clown White. And I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to apply that all into that circle that we created around the eye. So now for this part, I'm going to turn that flat brush on its side and I'm going to begin to stroke outwards to give the bird a little bit of feathers and a little bit more dimension to make it look more realistic. Before I move on, I'm going to go back in with that NYX matte liquid eyeliner and I'm going to give my eye a little wing. So once you're done with your wing, I'm going to go with my Frankie Rose gel eyeliner. This is in the shade Midnight, and I'm just going to take that and apply that to my waterline and a little bit under the waterline. So now we're going to focus on the little details. I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to show you that I'm applying little dots under the eye because if you notice on the birds, they have small little dots under the eye. So now I'm going to focus on the detailing on his face. I'm going to take that NYX matte eyeliner and I'm going to go in and I'm going to begin to make small little squiggly lines. Next, I'm going to take my No Smudge Cream makeup and I'm going to fill in his beak. Now to go in to give him a little bit more detail, I'm going to go back in with that Clown White face paint. And I'm also going to use a smudger brush just to draw little shadow lines on his beak. So now it's time to work on his beautiful feathers. I'm going to go in with this green face paint, also by Benai. This is in the color Lime. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to begin to stroke outward. When you stroke outward, this is going to give you that effect to make it look like real fluffy feathers. So now I'm going to go with my next color. This is in the color Sunshine Yellow. This is also Benai Products, and I'm going to begin to use a fluffy brush, and I'm going to stroke outward, but also inward into that green. So now I'm going to go in with another face paint. This is in the color Cosmic Blue. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to stroke outward yet again to create more dimension and beautiful feathers. So as you can see, I'm going to continue to keep doing the outward and inward strokes just to blend all those colors together. So now to make him look a little bit more realistic, I'm going to go back into that black face paint and I'm going to begin to make little strokes around his head. So now that he is all fluffy and beautiful, we're going to move on to the river. I'm going to take that same brow pencil and I'm going to begin to do an outline of a river. So now before I fill in that river, I'm just going to do a small little outline of the boat. Once you're done with that outline, this is what it should look like. So now I'm going to be using two different shades of blue to fill in the river. The first shade that I'm going to put down is Cosmic Blue. So before I finish the river, I'm just going to go back in and pay more attention to the boat so that way it won't get lost inside the blue. I'm going to take that black face paint and I'm going to fill in the boat. Now, being that my phone died, I had to fill in the rest of the river off camera. All I did was use that same Cosmic Blue and then I used the other Royal Blue just to blend the shades in together. Now to give my boat a little bit more detail, I'm going to go in with that Clown White face paint and draw a line across the top of the boat. So now with my flat kabuki brush, I'm just going to go into that black face paint and I'm going to begin to blend in that black with the blue. This is basically to represent the demons that are following them. So now with that same black face paint, I'm going to take a slim brush and I'm going to begin to draw the body. This will be Mallory. For those who never seen the movie, Mallory is the leading person who was played by Sandra Bullock. So now with the flat brush, I'm just going to fill in the body. So now I'm going to draw in boy and girl. Literally, their names were boy and girl through the whole movie until the end. So now with that same flat brush, I'm going to kind of draw like an upside down 3. So no, it's not a butt. This is basically to represent them sitting together. And then I'm just going to take that same brush and I'm just going to shade it in. So now that their bodies is done, I'm going to go in with another slim brush and I'm going to begin to draw on the head. With that, I'm going to use the Clown White face paint and just draw circles on top of the bodies. So now I'm going to go back in with that NYX matte eyeliner and I'm going to begin to draw a rectangular shape across the face. This is supposed to represent the blindfold. So now I'm going to go back into boy and girl and I'm going to begin to use that Clown White to outline the body just to give them a little bit more separation. So this step is optional. I noticed that in the movie that anytime when a bad thing came around, that leaves would start flying around. So here I just decided to add in a crow. So with that same black face paint, I used the slim brush and I began to do an outline of a bird. So now I'm going to go in with my Worth the Hype mascara. This is in the shade Black, and I'm going to use this to prep my eyelashes for some falsies. So now I'm going to apply my lashes. These are the Ardell lashes in the number 253. I'm going to take my Ardell Lash Grip Glue to apply them. I'm going to use a small tweezer and a mirror. So now one rule about lashes is make sure that you blow on your lash for maybe like 5 seconds just to dry the glue a little bit so the glue won't get all over the place. So after we pop the lash on and get it into your liking, I'm going to go in and I'm going to begin to highlight. This is the Fenty Beauty highlighter in the shade Trophy Wife. So once that's done, I'm going to go back into that J. Leroux Cosmetic White Gold and I'm going to apply that on my brow bone. So now getting into these lips, I'm going to go in with my Ruby Kisses lip liner. This is in the shade Brown. So of course, I'm going to apply that to the bottom of my lip and then the top. So now I'm going to go with my MAC lipstick. This is a lipstick that was a limited edition from the Mariah Carey collection. So now to blend in that lip combination, I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to begin to brush downward into the lipstick so that way I can blend out the lip liner and the lipstick together. So now to give my lips a little bit of shine, I'm going to go with my Palladio Lip Plumper and I'm going to apply that on my lips. So now I'm going to go back in with that same Trophy Wife highlighter and I'm just going to apply a little bit of that to my Cupid's bow. So now I'm going to go in with my favorite setting spray. This is the Morphe setting spray and I'm going to apply that all over the face. Then I'm going to go in with my NYX Matte Finish setting spray and I'm going to apply that on the face as well. Now with the same beauty blender, I'm just going to dab in all the product. So now we are all done. I'm going to need for you guys to get into it. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share.